Well, this week we're celebrating the night America won the race to the moon that defined American exceptionalism and changed the course of history. And we spent the past 2 months getting the stories firsthand from the engineers and the space pioneers who lived it. We have more computing power in our smartphones than you did at the early days of the space race. I saw people working off of slide rules in the beginning.
Yeah, it was simple. But as the old chief engineer that first briefed us new engineers when we came on board in the early 60s, it's just high school physics.
This is the story of the first TV reality show, The Communist Empire versus Team Freedom. The stakes here were basically the fate of much of the world. And it started off with America trailing badly. The Soviets were launching satellites into orbit while we had trouble getting rockets off the ground.
And you go out and watch it, and it goes up, and boom.
Doesn't go very far.
And I can go into a lot of stories about one of them going an errant, a missile going crazy and coming down in the Banana River over here and almost hitting a trailer park down in Cape Canaveral.
This is the story of setbacks and tragedy and America taking very bold risks. For example, Apollo 8 wasn't even supposed to go to the moon, but we were trailing so badly, NASA decided to skip a few steps and see what happens if you just take off for the moon. What did you think when you heard that?
Whoa, wait a minute now. Let's think about this. Is this the right move? Is this the right step?
It worked. Frank Borman, Jim Lovell, and Bill Anders traveled nearly 250,000 miles to orbit the moon. And that set the stage for Apollo 11 and Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to land and then walk on the moon.
I probably came really close to crying during that time.
Close?
Yeah.
You didn't actually tear up?
I don't know. I probably did. I probably teared up.
All this week, we'll tell some fascinating stories about the race to the moon that you do not often hear in history class. And we'll show you why America is now leading a second race to the moon to harness the loads of ice the Apollo astronauts didn't even know about.
Well, for starters, the ice will be turned into rocket fuel. You can do that very easily by electrolyzing the water to make hydrogen and oxygen. In space, you will get the energy to electrolyze it from solar energy. And when you burn the fuel together, the mass is steam. It creates steam as it burns, and you're shooting steam out the back of your rocket.
We'll break it down through the next few nights in our newscast. And on the anniversary of the moon landing, we'll produce an hour-long primetime special, Man on the Moon, 50 years later. That's Saturday night, July 20th at 9 p.m. We'll show you how we won this race to the moon, how it transformed Central Florida in what is really the story of money, power, and politics.